And to become your own bank, what you need to do is you need to treat your money the same way you treat the bank's money. In other words, if you're okay paying the bank 6% on a car loan, then you should be okay paying yourself the same 6% if you were the bank. We're going to literally go through and we are going to go over the mapping system. The mapping system is a system that we use, that we do for all of our money multiplier members, that we basically predict the future. Literally, we take your needs and goals. I always like to say that I can help 5% of the people out there. I can help 5% of the people because 5% of the people want help. The other 95% that are going to be the statistics that are part of the Social Security Administration numbers, which is out of 100 people, only 5 of them will be financially secure at the age of retirement. Those are statistics from the Social Security Administration. First off, you don't want to be part of that statistic. You want to be the 5%ers. This is what the 5%ers do, okay? The 5%ers are saving money, okay? But you're saving money probably in the traditional place. So a lot of people, they make an income, then they take that money and they save that money in a regular bank account, right? You put it in your bank. Maybe it goes into your 401k. It's going one of those two places. Maybe it goes into your IRA. Maybe it goes into your brokerage account. You can see there's a lot of different places that your money is going right now. All I'm going to tell you that you want to do is you want to change just one thing. All this can still happen. Your 401k, you should still contribute at least up to the match that your company is giving you into that 401k. You definitely want to put money into retirement because you're going to get a tax deduction on that money. But I see people all the time. And I just did a training with a financial advisor and I couldn't even get in his head. I was so mad on that training the other day that I did because he failed to want to learn. Or that's the wrong way to wait. He did not want to learn how this works. He thought he knew what he didn't know, which is why you always hear me say that quote from, who do I always quote? I always quote Will Rogers. The biggest problem in America is not what people don't know. The biggest problem in America is what people think they know that just ain't so. Financial advisors are my absolute hardest people to talk to because they think they know what ain't so, because they've been taught all wrong. I know this because I was. So they're taught to basically take your income and your savings and move it into high risk investments, or maybe even low risk. It doesn't matter, but they're taught to take that money and put it a certain way, which is not in your control. But what if we could just change that one thing? What if we could take that money, take it from where you're saving it now, stop that, and change where that money goes? And all we're going to do is we're going to put that money into an infinite banking policy. Now, what is infinite banking policy? Infinite banking concept is a process, which is what I'm going to show you here with this circle. I'm going to show you the process of becoming the bank, just like my hat says. So become the bank. BYOB. I love it so much. I made a hat and a logo to go with this. BYOB, become your own bank. That's what I'm going to show you how to do. And to become your own bank, what you need to do is you need to treat your money the same way you treat the bank's money. In other words, if you're okay paying the bank 6% on a car loan, then you should be okay paying yourself the same 6% if you were the bank. Think about it. If you owned a bank, okay, would you take a loan from your bank and never pay your bank back? Well, if you did, your bank would go out of business, wouldn't it? If you kept taking loans from your bank and you never paid your bank back, your bank would go out of business. Because when you take a loan from your bank, when you take a loan from the bank that you go to, Bank of America, let's pick on them. What do? Well, I'll tell you exactly what you do. When you go to your bank, okay, we're just going to pick on Bank of America, just because it's a big bank and all of you know that. If you went to Bank of America and Bank of America gave you a loan, okay, that loan must be repaid, okay? And if it's not, what happens if you don't repay this? Consequences, okay? So I'm gonna write, there's consequences if you don't pay that back. And I'm just gonna do that in a big unhappy smiley here. but we're going to pay this bank back because we took the loan from the bank, and in that we made a commitment. So we committed to paying the bank back. So if this loan, let's just say you took a $10,000 loan and they were going to charge you 6% over 5 years, you would then pay this loan back. Let's just say that it's 150 bucks. I don't know the math. I'm just making it up. You would give this money back to Bank of America on a monthly basis. So every month you would pay Bank of America the equivalent of whatever loan terms you came up with back to the bank, and you would never think nothing of it. So if this were your bank, so if we erased this up here and all we did, okay, all we're going to do here is we're just going to change the name on the bank. Okay, all we're going to do is we're going to basically create your own bank. So this is your bank. So if all we did is change the name on the door to you, okay, so this is you instead of the bank, would anything else change? Would you now treat your money different than you used to treat Bank of America's money? In other words, if you took a loan from your bank, it doesn't have to be repaid, okay? So we got to get rid of this. So right here, must be repaid. Let's put you have the option. It's different, right? We're doing the same thing to repay. You have the option to repay. Doesn't that sound better? The option versus the obligation. Wouldn't you rather have the option instead of the obligation? You would. So you have the option to repay this loan, but you should be committed to paying back your bank. Okay. So you should pay your bank back. Let's just erase this. I'm just trying to change the wording, right? You are committed to paying your bank back. That's all we want to do. We want to pay your bank back. So if you took a loan for $10,000 from your bank, okay, this is your loan, and you were willing to give Bank of America 6% over 5 years, well, would it make sense just to pay your bank back $150 a month? Yeah, but it's your option. So if something happens and you can't make this $150 payment, let's just say there's a month and you can't pay anything, great. You are in control. Therefore, if something happens, you can't make this payment, it's not going to have consequences. So there's consequences over here. These go away. You have no consequences now because you are the bank, because you're the bank. But then we're going to basically then get back on our feet, and then we're going to repay ourselves that 150 bucks. Why? Because we are committed to treating our money the same way you would treat the bank's money. Does that make sense, folks?